Hi, FlossTube. This is Karen with KB Studio Creations.
And Jason with Karen.
So we have a lot to show you today.
I'll silence it because it's going to be going off for a while. Somebody asked a question.
Okay. But thank you all for watching. We appreciate any who are returning. We appreciate anyone who's new. We just appreciate you watching us today.
You rock!
So maybe we should do this first so we can get it out of
No.
the way. No? Okay.
We're going to go in order.
Okay. So starts. So this was a start and a finish. I can insert a picture of the digital mock-up from the pattern, but this was a freebie from Sirithre. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Anyways. But
Sirithre.
maybe. But it's Luna Moth, and I stitched on some 14 count hand-dyed navy blue Ada.
Look at how pretty that is.
So I did all the colors as called for, except for the yellows. I just used orts that looked similar to the colors.
But it's amazing.
Yeah.
You're so amazing.
So then another orts work is I'm doing a bookmark that's a bookshelf. And this is on just a 14 count Ada. I think it's like a cream
You started
color.
this last night, right?
No, I started it someday earlier in the week.
Oh, Austin. Of course it's Austin.
So I'm just making another bookmark that's out of orts.
Word colors.
So that's fun. Then with
Fun story. You know how you made that ballerina bookmark?
sorry, ballerina bookmark from Annalie.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She had it on her shoulder today when I walked over there, or when I went to their house.
I guess she was using it while she read.
My guess?
All right, so the next one is, this is my oldest whip. It's Change by
Oop.
Across the Stitch, and I will insert a picture of what it looks, the mock-up. And this is on some 14 count white Ada. So this is my Old Whip Wednesday that I try to work on every Wednesday. I've done it every Wednesday but one this time. I cut the top of my finger when I was cutting some cloth.
By this time, do you mean this month?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. Sometime since the last video, I did not stitch on one of the Wednesdays because I cut my finger and I couldn't stitch that day.
But it's still looking beautiful.
Making progress. Just working on this border mostly. I think I worked maybe a little bit on some of the words, but I'm trying to focus on the border right now.
But you're so amazing.
The next one is Gaia by Quaternion Creations. Once again, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Where is it? Quaternion Creations.
And this is on 18 count Stormy Cloud Ada by Swaggart. And I will insert a mock-up thing too. Well, not a mock-up. The front picture or whatever. And this was...
I keep clouding or shadowing your face. I need to stop. But I want people to be able to see how beautiful it's turning out. Anyway, sorry, continue.
So this was part of the Earth Day bundle. So I don't know if it's available anymore. I mean, I know the Earth Day bundle is not available anymore. I don't know if she's released it separately. So the next one is my bookshelf tracker, and this design is by me, and I'm tracking the genres of the books I'm reading. And this is on 28 count Old Dame Clay Joblin. And if you want a copy of this pattern, you can email me or message me or whatever, and I will send it to you. Once I release it, it will cost money, but for now, I'm just...
So real quick, this is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and August, right?
Yep.
So each month gets its own shelf. Each color corresponds to a different genre.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of them have little accent colors if you read 2 different genres that day.
Yep.
But
so I have fun working on
look
it.
at it, how
makes me
beautiful.
happy.
Like, if I fold it like this, it looks like it's completed. But look at how pretty that is. Oh, I love those colors. I love how you read in chunks. Like, you read, and I realize you're reading a book, and
Plus,
so it takes a few days to finish.
Or a series. So I'm sometimes, reading multiple books in a series, so it's the same genre for multiple days.
Yeah.
But the next one is His Name is Jesus by Martha Pilgrim, Joyful Expressions. Oh yeah, and then insert the what it looks like thing.
Yeah. That's what this is for. Woo! It's
And
going to
this-
flash twice on the screen.
This is 14 count Picture This plus Heroic Ada.
And I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't be cutting Karen out of the thing, but Holy moly, it's coming along. It's filling up. It's looking so beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm using a 12. I don't know if you can tell that in the screen, but it's a little bit shiny.
I just realized we didn't open up that window or turn on that light to give light coming in from that direction today.
That's okay.
If everything's a little washed out or discolored or something from usual, we apologize. It's been a day. Month, year.
So Jason has just been working on a model stitch whip, so he doesn't have anything to show.
Sorry.
But then I have been doing a lot of FFOs. So on Instagram, Nancy Nygren or something, I'll put her Instagram, across the screen and tag her below. But I've been seeing her finish a whole bunch of things, and I have over 50 FOs that need finished objects that need to be fully finished. A lot of them are really small things, but I really want to. The first thing that came to mind was whip down, but it's the opposite. It's the next step of whip down. It's like FO down or something. I don't know.
You want to finish down.
Yeah, something. So I made some progress, and I hope to continue to make more progress through the rest of the year, maybe longer, however long it takes me to get less than 50 whips. Well, it won't be that long before I'm less than 50 whips, but I like to have less than 15 whips. Or not whips. I have 15 whips. I want less finished objects that need to be fully finished than I have active whips.
So, first up, it's stuck. Okay.
So this is a test stitch I did for my Christmas Maiden pattern, and it's on 14 count navy Ada. And I had this little wooden house thing that was just in, someone had gotten it from not a craft store, but a Goodwill. It wasn't a Goodwill. Anyways, it was in a package. It looked old. Somehow I got it, and I painted it.
And it's not really something that you can use with many things.
Yeah.
So.
But I thought this was really nice because then you can kind of see her throughout it, and then if you open it up, oh, that is really stuck.
Yeah, if you open it up, it takes a little bit. But if you open it, it's like French doors, and you can see her on the inside. And
So I thought that was fun, and I thought it was a good use of that wood piece that, I didn't know what else to do with.
It's going to be very niche to use any other way.
Okay, that's not the next thing.
Okay. Is this the next
Yep.
thing? Is it a specific page?
Well, yes, it's 2 different pages. But so this is my CrossStitch journal. The idea I got from watching Michelle Bendy Stitchy. So this is the first.
Okay.
So for once again, test stitches for patterns.
Ah!
That's fine. What?
Test stitches for patterns.
So I need my notes.
This one's really hard to do.
So this first one is my crossing over test stitches, and they're on 18 count white Ada. So I was just testing out a few pieces, and then in somewhere in there you can see a photo of the entire pattern.
So the photo of the whole pattern that was given to somebody as a memorial piece, and then she tested the dove and then the lettering to make sure they were okay. So here in the CrossStitch journal, she has the lettering and the dove, and then the picture of the fully finished, and then a little excerpt about it.
Yeah.
The other page I'm guessing is this one.
Yes. So the next one were test stitches for my owl and koala face stitches, and these were on 14 count white Ada. And I was testing out the colors for the bow ties. So this one down here was stitched by one of my model stitchers, and I didn't the contrast was not what I thought it would be when just putting the flosses next to each other. So I then did the test stitches to create this, and then I did test stitches for the koala as well. And then I inserted photos and whatever. Explanation.
Does it matter where these go?
No.
Okay.
So that was those. Then this next one, I needed to do a flat fold for a model stitch that I was sending off to just CrossStitch. And I hadn't done one in a while. So I took this. This was an Ortworks one. It's Vanilla Snowflake by Not Forgotten Farm, and it's a freebie from Not Forgotten Farm. And it's on tea-dyed Irish linen 28 count 2/2. So these pieces were the leftover. I had 4 leftover pieces from cutting out the mat board for the model stitch.
The model, yeah.
So I just I wonder if I have anything I can fully finish on these to try out the flat fold. And this one was not quite the right size, so I added in some lace that we'd gotten from Jason's grandma, and it isn't quite centered, but when you turn it like this, it looks fine. So I was able to test out the fat remind myself.
It's not centered. I didn't even notice.
There wasn't enough fabric to center it and stuff, but when you turn it to the side, you can't tell. optical illusion, whatever. But I was able to test it out. I re-watched Vonna Pfeiffer's tutorial and reminded myself how to do it, and it worked out, and I like it. So the next one is Bloom. This is also part of a freebie, and it's from Hicks Creates, and it's stitched on 18 count Zweigart Vintage Country Mocha Ada. And I used a method I use, and I have a tutorial that includes this method, but my thread was getting stuck. Plus, it doesn't. I wish I hadn't done it as close to it. I wish I had left more space, partially because this thread color doesn't match as well as I would have liked. Usually, I'm doing it in the past. I've done it on white,
but it looks fine. It looks very country.
It's gonna go in. It's gonna go in my journal. And I have a tendency to, like, I put them in my journals to keep my spot. And then I often, like, when I file my journal away when it's full, I often leave the bookmark in it. Sometimes I move it, but sometimes I just leave the bookmark in it. And, you know, if someone someday reads my journal.
But the purpose of me saying what I said is don't be so critical. It looks beautiful. It looks fine. Okay. It just makes it look like homemade vintage. Like, I don't know. It's fine. Don't beat yourself up about it.
So
still looked pretty.
This next one is one that I finished.
Don't beat yourself up about it.
So this is by Stitch.ly on Amazon, and they sent me this kit to review, which I did a review way back when. Like, I got this like 2-3 years ago. Like, I reviewed it way back then.
And we're still stitching on the things from.
But this one I finished stitching like 2-3 years ago, but I didn't get it fully finished. So I finally got it fully finished.
Oh, I need to hang it up, huh?
Yeah. And it's just on the 14 count white Ada that came in the kit, and yeah, it's a cute pattern. I like it. There's more patterns in the kit that I might do more of later.
Let's see. We've done the rainbow. We've done you've done the elephants. You've done the giraffe. Mm-hmm. There's turtles.
There's turtles.
Parrots.
Parrots and fish. So I definitely want to at least do the turtles, but we'll see.
I might do the parrots and fish then. Yeah.
So this next one is once again Gaia from Quaternion Creations. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Quaternion.
And then this is on some hand-dyed Ada. And I used a method from Caterpillar CrossStitch for finishing a bookmark. So it's got the blanket stitch, and then on this back this is felt, but it's sticky felt. Adhesive felt, which got my needle really sticky as I was stitching through it. To stitch it on, and she had you put like some like cardstock in it. I didn't do that. I left it flimsier.
But it's still pretty thick and sturdy. It's still a good bookmark.
She was also doing it on linen, which is much flimsier than Ada. This is Ada, so it's got some more thickness to it to start out with.
Yeah, it's got a certain not stiffness. It's got body. It's got yeah.
So this next one is a wedding present for my sister who's getting married this week, and it's Today and Tomorrow by Helen D. Except for I modified it. So hers, I think, says today, tomorrow, together, and then it has just the date. So I changed it today and added forever. I put the date really small, their names, and then I changed it to their wedding colors. And I also added this little treasure to fill in the empty space there. So what I wanted to show also is my sister, when I got married, she made this for us. So I had taught her how to cross stitch after I moved home from college. So she made one of these for my sister the year before. I helped her make that. And then when we got married, she made one for me. I think I helped her with this too some, but she made this as a gift for our wedding. So this was her wedding gift to us, and that's our wedding gift to her. And this is on some sort of Ada. I don't know. And I don't know if we found that alphabet somewhere. We just made it up. I don't know. All right. So next, design and shop. So I have a new release. You gonna show it, Jason?
Is it chat? No, I'm not going to show it. I don't like putting myself out there like that.
So this is Forest Fairy King. So we've talked about it a little bit in the past, but this is based on Jason in a costume with some wings and stuff. But Jason had asked me to design a male fairy idea he had because he went searching for male fairies and he didn't find that many ones. I'm still intimidated to do his idea. So I'm designing some other male fairies first. So this was the easiest one. I'm working on designing another one. So this one was basically just taking a photo and like kind of basing it off photos. The next one, I'm like taking multiple photos and images to get like ideas for and stuff. So it's more complicated and hopefully it'll turn out okay.
But anyway, it's finally fully finished.
Yes. And these were the frames that we showed in the last video, one of the frames. And the fabric is 16 count Bayou Ada by Atomic Ranch Fabrics. So yeah. Also design shop. So my Etsy prices have been increased.
You're going to talk about this? I'm going to go hang this back up because I want it to remain good because I know how much she likes it and she worked really hard on it. And yeah.
I'll insert a picture of where we are hanging it in our house. It's in our hall. And we have like some other cross stitch. So down below are cross stitches. One I stitched for him. He stitched an owl for me and I stitched a, I can't remember.
Planets. You
Planets.
mean the world to me.
Yeah. So I raised my Etsy prices. So my distributor contacted me saying a shop was complaining that my Etsy prices were lower than the retail prices for the physical patterns. So I come from like book publishing world. That's what I do in my day job, and or at least part of my day job. And most ebooks are significantly, or at least somewhat, cheaper than physical patterns or physical books. But I guess in the cross-stitch world, that's not as much of a thing or something. I don't know. Anyways, apparently shops like it that you have the retail price for your digital pattern the same as your physical pattern. So I went in and changed prices on both sides of the things to make them match up. However, what this does mean is I now have room to do more sales. So in the month of September, I am having 25% off everything in my shop for the entire month of September to celebrate my 10-year Etsy anniversary. So I started my Etsy shop 10 years ago. Back then I was selling jewelry and cross-stitch pieces that I had stitched. But just, I wanted to celebrate that. And since I have, you know, in the past, I've never done, I don't think, a sale that was like 25% off. But since I've increased my prices, I now have the room. And I've been saying I was going to raise my prices for years because Etsy prices have been going up and I have not necessarily been raising my prices. I mean, I think 2 years ago, I said, after my Christmas and July sale, I'm going to raise my prices. I didn't. So it's kind of, some of it's, you know, been coming and some of it is just because a shop complained and I needed to, I want to have a good relationship with shops. I don't want them to not like me. I don't know. And I've noticed like other like bigger designers often have them the same price. And I thought that was just like, they were big names that they could charge that. But anyways, long story short, my prices are higher, but there will be more sales.
So haul and let's breathe. You have been going at a mile a minute to say all these things. People can watch you watch people at 1.5 speed. They have to watch yours at 0.5 speed to understand you. Let's take some breaths. Is the frame in here?
I didn't think we wanted to try to show it in here. I was just going to insert a picture.
Okay. That's what I wanted to be sure.
So we got this big frame. Jason's, well, that'll be life updates. Anyways, we got a big frame. It had a picture in it, and that's what you'll see here. When I took a picture when we were buying it. But I think Celtic Summer will work in there. It will need to be, it's like too big.
Oh, that frame. Yeah, that's way too big.
It will need to be, I'll need to get a custom mat of some sort to mat it down to the correct size. And that will happen maybe someday. But it's a big frame. So it's definitely big enough. Because most of the frames I was finding were too small for the pattern. This one's too big, but I think with a mat, it will work. So insert a picture. So Wichelt. I got another order from Wichelt, and so I got some fabric that I thought might work for a pattern, and just some more beads. So I think that's all I got.
Lots of shinies.
Yep, that's it. Just a little bit there. And then, so a family friend, whenever she finds frames that are square, she thinks of me and gets them. So this one, at first I was like, I don't know if I want that because it says sister's girlfriend, best friend. But I think I can just do some smalls and I can put like bows over this or something. If these don't come off. I don't know if they would come off or not, but at the very least I could like put a bow over them or something. So it's just a frame with 3 spots. And then these are, once again, just like tiny, once again for smalls. And then this one's a little bit bigger. Once again, square frame. So apparently there was a rock in there.
Yeah, that's why I took it out, because I don't want it breaking stuff.
Okay, so the next one, yeah, it's a project bag. So I want to give away on Instagram from, it's Crafting Across the Continents. Yeah, Continents. So that's one of her accounts, and her other account is Teal Turtle Xstitch Designs. Yeah. So I will link her below and everything. But and this was a ribbon she had around it. So now I need to decide what I'm going to put in this. But yep, it's just a nice little project bag. So that was fun to win. Walmart. So I was talking about that flat fold earlier. I needed some fabric for it and ribbon because the colors I had weren't matching. So I ended up using the pink, partially because the only ribbon I could find was pink. So I figured, you know, use the pink since it matches. Either color would have worked with it, but I chose pink because
it looked better.
Yeah. And then
oh no, just CrossStitch.
So just CrossStitch, we just got the next magazine. It's got some cute patterns in it. Yeah.
Isn't there a page at the back that shows all of them?
Yeah, at the very back, right inside the cover.
Okay, there we go. But, yeah, it's got some really cute patterns in it. I really like this one here. It's got two bears and some, yeah. But, yeah, it's got lots of cute patterns for fall. I like getting them. We've been talking about whether or not we'll renew, and I'm like, it's, with the price every month and the amount of cross-stitch patterns we get, we might not stitch them all, but we enjoy looking at them, planning for what we might stitch one day if we can get the time, or
finish our current whips.
Then, yeah. So, last up is Michael's.
Oh, we did renew. That's what. So, Michael's, I had some gift certificates, and we weren't going to make it to Michael's before they expired, but I figured it would cancel out the shipping. So, I got the felt that I used for the
adhesive felt for the bookmark.
And this wasn't what I thought it was, but it's still pretty. I'll use it.
What'd you think it was?
I thought it was this, but with sparkly.
Oh.
But it's just regular.
I'm not a fan of sparkly backgrounds.
I am, but I went back and was like, I thought this was supposed to be sparkly. I went back and read the reviews. There were 4 different types of fabric, and only one of them is sparkly. Because the person had ordered all 4 of them, and only one of them was sparkly. Had I read the reviews, I would have bought something different, but I didn't.
I'm trying to cover it up because it's a lot. I'm sorry.
I mean, I've used this before. It was on my Father's Day.
It's a good color.
Yeah, it's a good color. I'll use it for something. It just wasn't what I expected.
But anyway.
Shoutouts. I've started watching Fanciful Flamingos. Check her out. That's all I'm going to say about that. Then my giveaway from my 5-year 100 episode.
It's 100 years. We've been doing this for so long. There's so much gray in my beard at this point.
Anyways, I've heard from all the giveaway winners and sent them out except for Stitching with All the Cats. You have not sent me your address. I need your address to send you what you want. This is the last time I'm going to mention it in the video, so
please let us know.
So the giveaway for...
I tried to meow and I just howled. It was bad.
So the next giveaway is just going to be one of my digital patterns. Once again, because my price has gone up.
So there's a giveaway in this video.
Yes.
For one of your digital patterns.
Yes. So if you want it, just say, I'd like to stitch your pattern or something.
Say digital in the comments below.
Yeah.
And if you want to leave a longer thing, just go digital. Makes it really easy to find.
Yeah. So, but don't say giveaway or anything like that. And in the end, you'll just need to tell me, whoever wins will just need to tell me which pattern they want and their email address. And then...
Life updates is the only thing left?
Yep. So it's been a busy month. We babysat my nieces and nephews. We've had family in town.
In and out of town, because there's a wedding coming up.
Yeah, a wedding this week.
And there's another wedding that they're planning for, but that's a few months down the road.
Yeah, my brother's getting married in January, but that's not even really.
And then somebody else came home this month, and then it's been a lot, and there's somebody who's pregnant, and so we're helping with babysitting kids, and there's lots.
Yeah. So Jason had his birthday, and he also
I'm 136 now, guys. Because it's been 100 years. I feel like the Avatar.
But on that same day, Jason started a new job. I will let you talk about that.
I started a new job.
You don't want to say anything else?
I mean, I work at the local game store now. Like, instead of just doing D&D events every 3 every other week.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Thank you. I now work there full time, so I do trading card games, I do board games, I do miniatures and Warhammer and D&D, and I'm building all that I've got to do there.
Yeah.
Slowly, one job at a time.
So it's been a bit of adjustment. I've had to change the days that I'm in the office versus the days I'm at home. Also, I have less access to our car because we only have one car, and he has it in the next town over.
Yeah, it's a lot longer of a commute. It's another 10 minutes on top of a 1 minute commute. Yeah.
No, 5. It's 15 minutes to get there.
Yeah, about. But still, it's still not as much of a commute as some people have.
No, it's still pretty close. But yeah, and then my back pain has been flaring up, which has, taken a lot of my ability to do stuff. I would have gotten more things done had I had less back pain. And then also I found out that my cholesterol's been high off and on for years. But it's to the point where they're maybe wanting to put me on medicines. However, we don't have health insurance right now during this job transition. And Jason spent a ton of time today and over the past few weeks trying to get that situated.
I'd almost forgotten about all that.
I'm
so excited.
But once I have insurance again, I'll go to the doctor and discuss if medicine's the best option. But what I've been doing is trying to eat a lower fat diet. Less sweets and just less food in general. So that's taken a lot of my mental energy as well.
Yeah, I'm eating less sweets too. I say having eaten 3 bars of chocolate today to deal with the stress.
They were just the small Ghirardelli ones though.
And for the record, they're 72% cacao. They're the healthy chocolates. There is such a thing. No, there is.
Yeah, we're hoping to be back in another month. And
from outer space, just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face.
Once again, thank you for watching. We appreciate you being here with us, and happy stitching.
I have ideas.